several employers that classify employees as independent contractors that play employees off the books or even in cash. They do so in truck drivers, in construction.
I'm John Jackson. I drive for California Cartage. I've been driving about 24 years now in the trucking industry. I'm here supporting the Revolution 11 that's dealing with misclassification of employees. We work in the industry that we're not a part of, we're not counted in. We don't have any health benefits, insurance, justice on the job, or retirement. We are treated as an employee because we're told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, and what we're going to get paid for doing it. We have no say-so. We can't fight their costs, even though society has passed us by. We can't fight their costs so we can make enough wages to support our family and carry on our business.
Carol Cawley, Savannah port truck driver for about 9 years. I'm here today to see that Senate Resolution 11 to be passed, to go and make some changes for misclassified folks. I informed the senators about the misclassification we have in the trucking industry, that the insurance issues we have and not being able to pay into unemployment benefits in case we were injured. Informed them of an injured person that we did have that was on the port and got injured, and that he had no benefits to help him out any, and that we really couldn't afford to have any kind of insurance for our families. Couldn't afford to take them to doctors. If they needed to go, we just had to wait. They seemed very receptive. They seemed to listen to everything that we had to say. I appreciate them for everything that they did do.
My name is Lewis Grant, driver out of Savannah, Georgia. Well, today we let the senators know that about the misclassification that's going on in Savannah with the port drivers. Let them know that how many companies has came into Savannah, Georgia and set up shop and whatnot, and had enjoyed all the benefits of being able to misclassify us as drivers. And it went very well. There's over, I want to say maybe about 17, maybe 1,800 port drivers in Savannah, Georgia.
My name is Michael Arlene, and we were here about trying to get the bill passed for misclassification. I've been driving about 11 years. I love it. It can just be a lot. It can be a lot better. That's what we're here fighting for. We pretty much just talked about how we all got into this business pretty much as trying to be, follow the American dream of being a business owner, but we're not allowed to be that. We own our own equipment, we pay for our own maintenance and supplies, but yet we're still told what to do, and we're told where to go. We're not allowed to discuss rates, anything, and we don't have any benefits. And these companies are out here pretty much having us as employees without the responsibilities of a company or owner having employees.
Neil Gluckman, IATIC Local 927, I'm their business representative. We came down to speak about the misclassification of workers as independent contractors instead of as employees. We came to help support, to form an exploratory committee to discuss fixing this problem in the state of Georgia. We are now working in addition on the employers that use these companies, particularly Live Nation and AEG. There was an article in the Washington Post that came out today explaining the problems with using misclassified workers, how it depresses the wage, how they're left out of the system. They're not paying workers' comp, they're not getting workers' comp, they're not getting unemployment, they're getting substandard wages, they're not getting taxes taken out. So effectively, they end up being minimum wage workers. For these workers, it means that they take their lives in their hands when they are working doing things like going up on a 4-inch steel beam 175 feet off the ground to pull up chain motors, to hang lights for events that people are paying $150 to $200 a ticket for at Phillips Arena or at the Georgia Dome or at any of the other entertainment venues around Atlanta.
Let our politicians know that it's, things aren't as great as what they seem to be when you're out there watching the show. When you're up hanging, on the 4-inch beam, 100 plus feet in the air, sun goes down, you fall, and you get injured, you don't have insurance or workers' comp to help you take care of that injury. My name is Brian Hill with Local 927, Rhino Staging, and various other companies around Atlanta. You know, safety is a huge, important thing in this industry, and it gets neglected quite a good bit. I've worked pretty much every single major show that's come into Atlanta. Phelps Arena, Georgia Dome, Lakewood Amphitheater, also known as Aaron's Amphitheater, Verizon Wireless Amphitheater, now Alpharetta, Center Stage, Fox Theater, the Tabernacle, Gwinnett, yep, can't forget that one, Chastain.
All right, tell us your name
Keith Thomas,
and who are you with?
represent the Atlanta North Georgia Building Construction Trade Council.
All right, and why were you at the Senate subcommittee hearing today?
To speak on behalf of the workers who out there are unrepresented and to make sure that they get paid a fair wage and they're not misclassified as an independent contractor or paid in cash.
You brought a giant bin full of papers. What was in that box?
That was a project that we had exposed back, which was Cherokee County E.T. Booth Middle School. At 60% completion of that project, there was $1,220,000 paid to the workers out there who were misclassified, and that's just one of many.
Yeah, how many how many studies have you done?
Probably about 20.
20, just in the past couple of years.
Yes.
Okay. And how did the senators take your testimony? They seem pretty receptive.
I think so, and I think a lot of them realize that we do have a problem, and it's a great way of generating money for this state where we're really hurting in education and other unemployment and so forth.
Tell us about when you offered to share that giant box full of investigations and payrolls and other stuff. How'd they respond?
I think they'll be open to it. I truly do.
What do you think it'll mean to workers to have a fair fair shot at some of these construction jobs, whether they're public or private?
Well, it's just a better income for themselves and their families, where they can work one job and not have to work 2 or 3 to survive. If you're out there as a 1099er and something happens to you, and the contractor has classified you that way, then the workman's comp falls on you, and if you're injured on the job, guess what? You're done.
And in the construction industry, if you get injured on the job, those tend to be pretty serious injuries.
Yeah, most of them are, yes. There's very few that are just a cut, nick, or strain.
This is hard work.
It's hard work, that's correct.
You mentioned one project, the parking garage across from the Capitol. Tell us about that.
Yeah, when we were doing a study on it, we found that up there they were misclassifying workers due to, it was a Davis-Bacon project. And what they did is they misclassified them and called them form workers instead of cement masons. And as big as that project is, there was only 80 hours of cement mason work, and there was probably tons of cement in on that project. So.
Okay, so explain that real quick. So basically there's prevailing wages for different types of jobs because there's different skills.
Job classification, that's correct.
So these were federal projects, federal dollars,
mm-hmm.
but state projects ultimately.
Yes. The federal money was given to the state to build these facilities, and then there was really nobody to understand the classifications that were being used on these projects, and there was no enforcement on it. So we took it upon ourselves to investigate through the Davis-Bacon and Open Records Act to look to see if people were being misclassified, and we found that to be very true, and there was a lot of workers that were definitely put in various categories that did not fit them. If you're finishing cement, you're not a laborer. If you're doing electrical work and classified as a laborer, then that's not your job duties.
I want to say is thank you all for coming and being here. For everybody, especially those of you who traveled from the coast, we certainly appreciate you being here. And the second part of that is I want you to hear, we probably don't say it enough, that we appreciate the work. Those of us that benefit from the containers that move through the port, those of us that go to Phillips Arena and Lakewood to be entertained, do appreciate your work. And it matters to us.